Hi and welcome to Cooking with Oscar in our new kitchen. Through this door, you'll see what we have at this place where my faithful companion, videographer, roommate, first cousin Ray Dobbins, who's with us now, holding the camera. He and I moved here back in November. We've been working hard to get the apartment up to snuff, especially the kitchen. And I want to show you through this door the one thing that we have in this place, which is a second story of a two-story duplex. Why we moved here is because we have a garden, such as it is. And it's a nice little place. We can look out the back door. There's a patio down there. There's a big green egg barbecue, which at some point I'm going to be doing some barbecue videos for sure. And you might be able to see it. It's much more impressive at night, but Ray and I hung cafe lights here, which illuminate this whole space at night, and it's pretty spectacular. So let's take a little tour of this kitchen. Let me close the door behind Ray. As you can see, it's a lot bigger than our last kitchen. This house was built in the early 1960s. The owner refurbished the kitchen. And I like it fine. It has a very efficient layout. You know, you've got cooking, you've got washing over there, and then right behind here is the refrigerator. So there isn't a lot of jumping around between work areas, which is good. There is a huge sink, huge square sink, which Ray loves because when it befalls him to clean up, he loves the fact that it can accommodate a lot of washing. Yes, see, he liked it. And this is a small space. We had to look real hard to find a refrigerator that would fit, and it had a door with a dispenser. Look over here, Ray. A door with a dispenser and an ice maker. It took a while. We had to wait a few months to get this particular one delivered. This is my favorite feature in this kitchen. It's an exhaust fan that actually exhausts to the outside. Unlike most apartment or condominium exhaust fans, they don't exhaust anything, they just recirculate the air. This will actually push steam and that grease-laden smoke that you get when you're searing a steak, it'll push it outside, which makes cleanup in here a lot easier and makes it much less likely that you will set off the smoke alarm, as we did in our other building on more than one occasion, including one time when the fire department showed up. So for the inaugural video in this new kitchen, we're going to do something extremely simple, but extremely valuable for anyone who's ever had to hard boil an egg. You know that hard boiling eggs, especially if you like the brown eggs, which is more organic eggs, peeling those hard boiled eggs is just a mammoth pain in the butt. I have a foolproof method for cooking a hard boiled egg and peeling it, which I'm going to show you now. So this will be a fairly brief explanatory video, but believe me, once you learn this method, you will never use any other method for cooking hard-boiled eggs. And I want to point out that this is not my method. This is a method that a team of food scientists put together by the New York Times. They got together and ran an exhaustive series of experiments, of trial and error, trying to figure out what was the best method for hard boiling eggs so that they would come out at a consistent cooking point and point of doneness, and that they could be easily peeled. And they tried all of the approaches, you know, all of the tricks that you've heard about in the past. And what they came up with, clearly, the best method of cooking a hard boiled egg so that you could, with some preciseness, cook it to a specific point of doneness and have it easy to peel, is a method I'm going to show you right now. Hard-boiled eggs the easy way. All you need is a pot with a lid, a pot the size of however many eggs that you want to cook, and a steamer insert. If you don't have a steamer insert, you can still use this method, okay? I'll explain how in a minute. What you're going to do, you're going to put some water in. You're going to put about, I'm going to say half an inch of water, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Put the steamer insert inside. If you don't have a steamer insert, just use the water, okay? Without this, then you put the eggs in there. Now, what you're going to do, high heat. wait for the water to boil and start producing steam. That should take, depending on your cooktop, it should take 5 minutes to get to that because you don't have a lot of water in the bottom of this pot. Boiling, and it's less than 5 minutes. Here, get a close-up of this, Ray. So you can see the water's boiling now. This is perfect. This is the next step. It's producing steam. So this method is steaming the eggs. We're not actually boiling them, even though we call them hard-boiled eggs. We are steaming them. So here's 6 eggs. You can put however many you can fit in your steamer tray. This is fine. There you go. And now we cover them up. We set a timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes will produce a hard-boiled egg that the yolk of which is, it's not jammy, it's not like real soft, but neither is it hard and chalky. It is, in my opinion, a perfect consistency of the yolk. It's still creamy. That's the word I'm looking for. It's still a creamy egg yolk, and that's what you want. Once it starts to boil like crazy, you can turn the temperature. You can turn the heat down a little bit. Okay, the timer just went off. Here are our hard-boiled eggs. Now, you don't need to plunge these into cold water. You don't need to do anything with them other than peel them. And the way I found the easiest to peel, you have to get over here, I think, Ray, is while they're still hot. Not entirely necessary, but for me, it's just easier to do it all at one time. Now, check this out. You get a nice close-up here, Ray? See how it's coming off? If you put a little water on it as you peel, even the ones that just came out of the steam won't burn your hands. So even though this egg is quite hot, with the water running on it, look at that. That is a perfectly peeled hard-boiled egg, and I'm going to cut it open for you. When I finish peeling the rest of them, I'm going to cut one open for you so you can see how it looks on the inside. I don't know if you can see it, but there is actually a very fine membrane right under the hard eggshell. And what you want to do is you want to get your finger underneath that membrane, and you can do it by putting a little water between that crack. If you get underneath that membrane, the shell literally just falls right off. So let me show you what it looks like on the inside. Come over here, Ray. Now, this one is a little bit, actually it's perfect. You see how it's still creamy on the inside? That's what we want. It could be a little, that I left it on a little too long because the timer went off and my videographer was off doing something else. So by the time he got strapped up and rolling, it was another minute. And even 1 minute makes a difference. But these are still quite lovely. Now, I'm only going to cut those two because what I'm going to do with these next, which is the subject of the next video, hang on and watch it after this one, is I'm going to use these hard-boiled eggs to make a sandwich that they make in Peru. It's called a triple. It's a call home for anyone who's ever had one, who's lived in Peru, who's ever had a triple. You'll know what I mean. Anyway, until next time, I hope you watch that triple video. It's coming up very soon.